Good morning, everybody. It's been a long time since I've been on here, so I thought I'd better give an update. It's the middle of November. We've had a lot of rain recently. Right now the cows are in the middle pasture. So they were down there over a month ago. Then of course they work their way up, spiral around. Then they went back to the back pasture. And then I brought them into this row. They've been, actually, I guess down there it was about 2 months ago. And then they're in the back pasture, and then they got on here a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Worked around this whole thing. And I got behind that little ridge there. And we're working our way up the hill. Right now the cows are right there. We'll take a walk over, take a look. And on our way over, I'll show you my my swales. So you can see the spiral shape. For those of you who've been following me, you know that a year and a half ago, got a plow and created these ditch and berms to catch the water. In the middle of the big rainstorm, these are filled up all the way. It helps slow the water down, let it soak in, to prevent it from rushing down into our big sinkhole. In the middle of a big rain, it sounds like, I mean, it is. You can hear all this rushing water, and it sounds like all these waterfalls. There's just a ton of water that escapes off our property down the abyss in those black holes, or those sinkholes. They are black holes to me. Yeah, no, I had planted a bunch of trees along this particular berm, but I think they kind of got and I still have all this just grew up this year, because this used to be a vineyard that horribly it was in horrible shape. There was no grapes to speak of, and there was just a bunch of weed trees. And so we removed a bunch of posts, a bunch of wire, a bunch of trees. I'll show you some of these stumps, yeah, to show you what kind of trees we were removing. There's one there. Over here there was a rather large autumn olive. Stump there, stump there, stump there. This big old root system where the autumn olives were just branching out of, and then this giant thing. So you can tell if they let a tree grow that big in their vineyard, they weren't taking real good care of it. Here's all the autumn olive branches. I'll burn this sometime. But I had so anyway, this overgrown vineyard is slowly turning into grassland. In fact, during our time where we let it rest, we had some native grasses pop up. I have this chunk right here of Indian grass, which this is massively bigger than the broom sedge and fescue that grows here. Now the Johnson grass can get a lot, just as big as this, but the Johnson grass does not do well in drought, and it can be, during drought times, it can actually be poisonous to the cattle. So I was super excited to see this Indian grass plant pop up, and there was a couple others up here. So I left it so that the seed heads could mature, and I collected some of those, planted them elsewhere, and let some fall here. So really excited to see the fruits of my labors. The style of grazing we're doing should allow the native grasses to come up where they've been suppressed. But I was saying that along this berm here, I planted a whole bunch of chestnuts, serviceberry, and wild plum, and a lot of them just kind of got overtaken by the grass and kind of got lost. I didn't take real good care of them because we let this pasture rest last year. So hopefully I can find some of those again this spring and put some tree tubes over them. One of the main problems was the original tree tubes I bought were just cheap and they weren't adequate. After about a year and a half in the sun, they kind of became brittle and just the cows would munch on them. Here's the new tree tubes I got. They're much more sturdy. I can tell these are gonna last for years. This is hazelnut. No, this is mulberry. I have a mulberry there, honey locust, a mulberry willow. And then this row right here, these are all hazelnuts. So the cows were here about a week or two ago. I came after them and clipped it with the mower just to clean it up. Here's where they were yesterday evening. You can tell it's really wet. It's all kind of plugged up, but not too muddy yet. And so this morning I fenced them off from it so they wouldn't pug it up too much. And this is where they are this morning. Doing really well. Doing really well. I'm super happy with how they're looking. And hopefully we're gonna have 4 more calves this spring. Although I'm not pregnant, I'm not preg checking anybody, just doing things the best way I know how. And if they happen to not be pregnant, then they're not the cows for my grazing style. I'm pretty sure that they all are though. So here's one of our steers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him. And we have another steer who does not respect the fence. Oh, there he is. That one, you know what? That one will probably sell as a young steer next year. And this one, since it behaves better, we'll grow him out for our freezer. And the other 2 calves are heifers. We'll add them to the herd. But yeah, I love looking out on the land and seeing the gradation of really mature forage, freshly eaten, and then as you go down, it gets greener and greener. And this nice gradient effect. It's just, I don't know, it just gets me every time I look at it. I just get a smile on my face. I hope you guys do as well. But there you go, there's your farm update, November 2024. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.